Yo, what's yeah.
Tickle, 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 tickle. These things can take a while on a bad Monday. Bad Monday. Bad Monday. Tickle, tickle, on a bad Monday. 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 These things can take a while on a bad Monday. Bad Monday. Monday. These things can take a while on a bad Monday. Bad Monday. 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 Tickle, 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 You think 8 hours is enough? 8 hours is enough. These things can take a while. Take a while. Take a while.
Feel the power of love. Feel the power of love. Feel the power of love. Feel the power of love.
Hey guys, welcome to another stream where the U of T LA is bringing you the University of Toronto Frost Week tournament in partnership with the University of Toronto Student Union. This is a great big tournament we've been running over the last couple of weeks, and it's going to culminate in a live finals on January 16th. That is next Friday, and this is the quarterfinals, I believe, between Four Pool GG and Froyo Mangoes. My name is Muskie Bat, and I am joined by my good friend Simo. How you doing today, man?
I am doing wonderful now that I'm on the stream. I haven't casted in a minute, so I'm excited to see what UFT has to offer in terms of League of Legends talent.
Yeah, so this is definitely some of the best players we've got in the school. Absolutely, there's a whole bunch of high diamond players, high platinum players, some pretty well-known names too if you watch a lot of League of Legends streams. So as we jump in the game right away, again, it is 4-pool GG on the blue side facing off against Froyo Mangoes on the right side, and we are hopping into Champion Select right now. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I messed something up.
As we can see now, we see Froyo has decided to create a loophole in his OBS client.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, we're good. So, back in. We got three bands coming out. One of those is absolutely not surprising. Rek'Sai is arguably the most broken champion in the game, followed up with the Fiddlesticks, which I can only assume is a target ban, and Syndra, Lee Sin, and Gnar on the flip side. Gnar, another one of those just insanely strong champions in the game right now.
I thought that the nerf really affected him. I thought that I wouldn't see a lot more of Nar as they kind of toned down his power with his boomerang, because I feel like that was the main reason why he was such a strong laner.
I'm actually surprised that Azir is left open. He's another one of those like crazy strong champions. Unfortunately, most people haven't really learned how to kind of wield him yet.
Mhm.
Um, but speaking on that Gnar, I think it's sort of similar to the Amumu ult or like a Blitzcrank, where like even if you're super far behind, like if you get that really good ultimate off and get like a stun, a
Mhm.
five-man stun, something like that, it doesn't matter how far you are behind. It's still game changing, you know?
Yeah, I could totally see that. And also, a lot of people build Gnar really, really tanky, so he's going to be that front line, whether he's in his passive or not.
Yeah.
And that ult really is game changing. But we can see that on blue side, they have some pretty game changing ults already. They have Jarvan Cataclysm and the Leona ult, looking for a little bit of a wombo forming on the blue side. What do you think about the red side's pick so far?
I'm interested in the first pick, Irelia. Either they've scouted out their opponents pretty well, and it was just like a takeaway after removing the Gnar from the equation. And I mean, it could even be a top lane Jarvan. It very well could be, depending on how they decide to play it. I'm not sure how that matchup is against Irelia. However, it seems like there is definitely some sort of strategy coming out of Froyo Mangoes based around that Irelia.
Absolutely, and Irelia, even though they're completely different champions, um, Irelia kind of feels like a Jax to me sometimes. Like that, like you kind of have to keep an eye on her at all times, or else she's just really gonna take the game away from you. Be that tanky front line and be the engage as well, all at the same time. But if they pick up the Vi, then they're really, really golden with the Orianna combo that they're gonna have. It's just well, if I see Poppy, I'm gonna really like this game for sure. But maybe that's just a troll pick.
Aurelia is kind of in league with those like carry junglers or carry top laners. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's the kind of thing. It's exactly like you said, like the Jax. It's one of those things you'd expect to see Zion Spartan pull out, and those are actually two. It's like that. Those three, those two, and a Riven are kind of like his trifecta of the carry top laners.
Mhm.
And I think we are going to see that Vi locked in, and Lulu as well, instead of their mid lane pick right now. That I'm assuming that is actually a support Lulu. It goes pretty well with Graves, and is also nice with the Wombo combo of the Vi and the Aurelia, both who are not really true tanks, and the Vi or the Lulu ultimate will just help keep them strong enough to go into the late game where they can take more than just a couple hits from an AD carry.
Looks like blue side picking Snoop Dogg and Amumu. Wonder how many stacks we're going to see this game. I don't know how that's going to turn out in top lane against Aurelia. Probably not that well, considering Nasus is just like a passive laner their entire time until he goes all in. But then we see Snoop Dogg's brother Pharrell Renekton um, hopefully that seems like a more logical choice, like to face the Irelia in the early game to kind of shut her down in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, it really is pretty good in every matchup, but then again, so is the Renekton. Like neither of them can really lose lane. I feel like it's kind of like the same way that two tanks can't really kill each other, but these guys are so like good with their sustain. Unless there's a jungler gank or something like that, then I don't expect them to be getting any crazy kills or anything like that, but I very well could be wrong. I am not a top lane main, but if I had to give it to one pair in terms of the like 2v2 based on the top laners, I think
Hmm.
it would be Vi and Aurelia post 6, but before that level 6 mark, I'd definitely have to give it over to the side of 4 pool GG.
Yeah, definitely. The engage at like level two. I mean, with the Jarvan EQ and then the stun from Nectin, it's really just
Yeah.
Irelia needs gonna be like running for her life until she hits six to kind of sustain through and hopefully have that vibe backup. Um, Interesting Ezreal pick.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's okay. Well, like if it was Ezreal, that would have been a really interesting mid laner because I have seen some AP Ezreals on ARAMs, but we're not talking about ARAMs. We're talking about some challenger players here. But the Ziggs pick is going to be really safe against Orianna because he can just poke and farm from afar, and he's not really gonna have. I don't think he's gonna have a huge difficulty laning against Orianna. It's gonna be a pretty passive lane. I feel like.
Yeah, I do think that these comps are both just very focused towards that team fight, kind of like mid game, late game, uh, who can throw more AoE ultis at you and come out on top, you know what I mean? It's like the
Yeah.
press R comp. But overall, it's pretty damn even. It's hard to really give it over to one person. I would have liked to see that Ezreal. It would have been pretty cool. But like you said, they had already quite a bit of AD damage, not very much magic damage. Um, but we are jumping into this game.
I I wonder if purple team or red team. I really don't know anymore. Riot, please. I wonder if red team is gonna be more focused on the pick oriented side of things because Vi can pick someone out of the fight, and then Irelia is gonna go in and really target that one person, and Graves is just gonna blow him up with a QR.
Yeah,
So I wonder if that's the direction that red team is gonna go here.
yeah.
Whereas I know blue team for sure is just gonna go completely team fight oriented and rotate around objectives.
I think you're definitely right, especially because when it does get into that later stage of the game, Renekton does tend to fall off, whereas Irelia can like really be an assassin in the late game. And then of course you also have that long range follow up from Ziggs as well if he's not even in that pick situation. But yeah, I think it's definitely going to be the pick comp. I think it's pick comp based on both teams, but it'll come out a little bit better on the team, the Froyo Mangoes with the Vi. I mean, they
Mhm.
do have a Leona on the other side. However, it just depends how that gets going. I guess how the bottom lane really does start rolling. I just casted a game earlier today where there was a support Leona that was literally roaming all over the map, starting at like level 3, level 4,
Mhm.
kind of like those old Alistar roams, and it was really cool to see that like super aggressive play. So definitely
I
good. Hopefully it comes
I
back like that.
Yeah, for sure. And I've seen in this season and a little bit in season four, supports have started roaming so much. And it wasn't really that predominant before in like season three and early season four. But now supports are just like once they have their Mobies, they don't even bother to come to lane anymore. Because I feel like it gives the ADC more XP. I guess in a sense, it gives the ADC more XP to soak up and become bigger faster. I guess that's the reason why supports roam, as well as they can gank mid and pressure other lanes as well effectively.
Yeah, I mean the junglers these days need all the help they can get too, especially if you can get some deep vision. The jungle gold isn't quite what it once was, and yeah, if you pick up like an early boots 5, you can get a ward down at the blue, maybe scout out some sort of invade, and I wouldn't be surprised if that is what we see out of both of these supports. That is kind of the new meta,
Hmm.
and especially something like Leona just ganks so well early game.
Let's talk a little bit about the bot lane because I know that I haven't seen this combination ever. I think I haven't seen that often. We're used to seeing like Tristana's and Caitlyn's really safe picks, but here we have Lulu and Graves versus Corki and Leona. How do you think that's gonna turn out?
Quirky Leona has kind of traditionally been that like very explosive lane. Corky's E procs every single one of Leona's sunlight passives, so it actually does quite a bit of damage that you don't expect. That a lot of AD carries actually can't capitalize on either. So it's a really good burst comp. However, Graves these days has just been like consistently one of the AD carries that's just he's very linear, but he's very strong in lane. And since Corki has been nerfed a couple times, and then of course the poke from Lulu, they definitely have a good chance to kind of like handle that lane. And something that you actually don't notice a lot of the time is that if you're playing Lulu and you've got some good positioning, you can actually whimsy the Corki when he's in his Valkyrie, and that will actually interrupt his Valkyrie, so it'll cut it right where he gets whimsied, and he won't continue his full escape. So it's actually a
Mhm.
pretty good support pick against that Corki as well.
Looks like we're about to dive right in. I think. I believe. Yeah, there we go. I'm really excited to see top lane and the jungle presence up there, and the bottom lane scuffles, the little fights that we're going to see down there. Mid lane, we'll see how things go. I just feel like it's going to be a poke farm. Um, but UFT, let's see what you got. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, we had some great games yesterday too. It was some pretty exciting stuff. Like it went to only it was only a 2 game series, but it was quite exciting in terms of just the level of play. It was always really cool to see how many good players there actually are in Toronto. Speaking of which, if you guys do want to come see the live finals, it is going to be on January 16th. It is in partnership with the University of Toronto Student Union, which means that we've gotten quite a bit of funding from them in terms of RP and giveaways and stuff like that, which we can hook you guys in the audience up with. We're going to do some ARAM games, some viewer games. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff you can win, some like Popstar Ari shirts. I hope I get my hands on one of those. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's all free admittance, everything like that. And we hope to see you guys out there. That is January 16th, the Friday, and it's going to be at the Earth Sciences building at the big auditorium there on the first floor.
Hopefully, I don't get lost on my way there, as I have yet. I think I've been to a few of the UFT campuses, but definitely not the one where the Earth Sciences building is. So hopefully, I don't get lost. Is it difficult to navigate your way around UFT?
We're going to put some signs up and hopefully guide you guys along that way.
Nice, nice.
Okay, so we are jumping into the game. No pauses coming out yet, thankfully. And we'll see what these guys decide to do in level 1.
Cloth 5 pot for Aurelia. Um, that's really some old school stuff right there. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised as to negate a little bit of that damage from Renekton.
Yeah, I
As
mean, Renekton's just such an early lane bully that she just wants to soak as much as she can, I think, and be strong enough if she ever actually does get that buy gank. She just kind of wants to sit at her tower maybe and just try and farm up as best she can. Unfortunately, 5 pots is quite a bit of gold, and it doesn't really count to your stats later on in the game, but it's worth the safety in the early levels.
absolutely, and we were talking about this earlier in Champion Select, how she probably wanted to be a lot more safer against the Jarvan. But it does look like, based on where they are on the map right now, he will be starting Gromp. So, um, if he started Golems, he would definitely gank top at 2 or 3, or maybe he might just start Gromp blue and then gank Aurelia. I really don't know. What do you think Jarvan's gonna go throughout his route?
He's probably going to have to base relatively early, just because he's not going to have the best leash in the top lane. It looks like Corki and Leona are trying to do those double golems down there in the bottom lane. Obviously, it's really strong with Leona, just the auto attack Q, auto attack proc. Maybe I don't know, they're looking a little bit scared. They've got the ward, but I think both junglers are probably just going to try and go for a full clear. However, we could see, like we were talking about, that very early level 2 gank in the top lane. It's definitely a real possibility. Jarvan's level 2 is pretty much unrivaled in the jungle.
Absolutely, that the combo is really devastating, along with the auto attack that follows up. Um, and I'm excited to see what path he decides to take. Probably, like you said, he's gonna have to recall early. But I mean, Renekton can handle his own party up there. He's definitely brought some toys with him to the pool party, but Irelia looks like she's in dressed full attire, not gonna be able to partake in the pool party. Unfortunate for Irelia.
Crucially, in the bottom lane, 4-Pool GG did not miss any minions, actually. They got really lucky on their RNG there, however. Shizzle actually took all of the experience from the double golems down there, meaning that they almost miss out completely on that level 2 power spike unless Nicholas Count can get up there and really abuse that. They're playing pretty safe for some reason. I think maybe there might be some lag or something like that. I don't know why he's actually playing so passive here, but all the same, they do get the first level 2, and yeah, funny enough, the trading's actually going down in the mid lane. There's a barrier on Orianna. It is popped. Ziggs did use his ignite as well, and Orianna is going to barely get out of that one alive.
Lots of action all over the map. I'm surprised to see that mid lane scuffle, as I thought it was going to be a little bit more passive, but Ziggs, not only does he have bombs, but he definitely has balls. Kudos to you, Ate, for that. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. But I think the lag is finished in the bot lane. I think they're looking a little bit more stronger, but I think maybe they just want to see how aggressive the enemy bot lane is going to play out, and then they'll respond accordingly to that. That could be what they're doing, trying to test the waters.
Yep, very true, and we do see both junglers finishing their second buff right now. Jarvan looking like he might move towards that mid lane. Orianna is the one that doesn't have her flash up. Ziggs does, however, so I think Vi might be trying to make her way around there as well, meaning that Jarvan might be there for the counter gank, actually, if he so chooses to.
Absolutely. Vi decides to go through the top side, but I think she'll be spotted by the ward regardless. So Renekton might want to bait, but Jarvan is really deep in the jungle, probably looking to gank bot lane, but there's nothing to gank. The lane's pushed. I definitely probably would have liked to see him go top, because Renekton's been attracting a lot of pressure to himself by having the wave pushed up a lot, and Vi knows that that's the situation. And it looks like there's going to be a gank a little bit up here, but I think Renekton's going to walk out safely.
It looks very much like Nicholas Count hasn't really done anything in this bottom lane. I don't mean to be too critical, but he's I don't think he's used a single ability yet this game, and they're almost 3-4 levels into the game.
I think Vi, you're looking at the bottom lane, I'm looking at the top lane. It looks like Vi has decided it's time to party. Renekton does flash and he does make it out alive, but flash burned, and unfortunately Jojo has not got the right mojo. He's on the wrong side of the map. Oh, bot lane engage.
Finally, Nicholas Count, yeah, trying to put his pressure in now, but there's a big minion wave there, and they do take quite a bit of damage. Thankfully, Leona has actually one of the highest health regens in the game, so I assume she'll be okay. She's got quite a few pots left in there, so.
Like how many spells are we at for Leona? Let's keep a Leona spell count. How many was that? 3?
That was 3, yep.
That was 3? Alright, we're gonna keep a Leona spell count to see how Nicholas Count can win the game with using the least amount of spells. If he can win the game, that is.
He just will never be out of mana, I guess. Oh, top lane!
Looks like the EQ combo does... Irelia does flash out. Holy moly.
Nice.
Oh my god, first blood to Irelia. That was a mess, a puzzle of things happened there. And it does look like the counter gank... Vi was ready. She knew that Renekton would jump on Irelia being that low health. Great positioning for a Akri on the map. Jesus. Holy moly.
Yeah, he had some very good positioning, good movement around the map to be there for his top laner, just in the right place at the right time. So as we move towards the 6-minute mark, we do see the mid lane starting to be pretty much controlled by Odd. Only 10 CS already, but it's early, and that's a pretty substantial lead for being this early up in the game.
Definitely, and then now Irelia is going to hit 6, in fact, very soon. In fact, she is 6. And like you said, the power spike for Irelia was going to happen at 6. Well, not the power spike, but the dueling potential in top lane against Renekton, as well as the Vi ganging potential at 6 too. But looks like Nicholas Count is going to pop another spell. That's 5. We're at 5 now, but he does manage to get out there. 5 spells used so far. I guess we're really keeping a Nicholas Count.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if you ever watched Sesame Street, but there was the Count. I feel like this guy's trying to take over that position, potentially. He'll be the Count of UTLA.
Are you going to start your own UTLA Sesame Street? Is that going to be the new League of Legends?
I would love to. I think I would be maybe the Grouch, or you can be Bert and I'll be Ernie.
Alright, we can totally do that. We should even cosplay on Friday
Bert and
as
Ernie.
Bert and Ernie.
Which one's which though?
I'll have my people talk to your people, and
Okay,
we can figure something out.
All right, that's cool.
What do you think about this this Ziggs? This odd fella.
I've seen him in solo queue quite a bit. I'm not sure if it's actually Otter, the ADC player, who is been known to play with a couple high elo support players from Toronto as well. He's actually was an 80 carry main. I'm not sure if it's the same guy. I wouldn't be surprised though, and I wouldn't be surprised if he also transitions that experience into a pretty hard carry. As you can tell, he's not afraid at all. Taking that ignite in the mid lane, really just kind of wants to exert his pressure and exert his dominance in that mid lane, and you can see Vi's hanging around there trying to back him up as well.
Absolutely, keeping the pressure on Expelliarmus's toes. I think I've seen Expelliarmus somewhere once upon a time. I think I've seen his name in the solo queue, but he does look like he's a little bit afraid of the Ott here. And Vi, let's talk a little bit about Akri here. Positioning everywhere except bot lane. Do you think that Vi should even come down to the bottom lane to help out Graves Lulu? Do you think that the jungler has faith in his bottom lane that they'll come out A-okay?
I think so, and honestly, I would be worried as Vi ganking into that lane because there's so much turnaround potential from the burst damage coming out of Corculiona, and if Jarvan happens to be there, or a TP as well from an Acton. Meanwhile, though,
here comes the shockwave from Orianna, completely decimating Akri. You had the right shoes on, but then you changed into a whole different set of gears. Unfortunately, Akri died there, but that gives up a kill. That gives a kill to Jarvan. Hopefully, he can make something with that gold, because we haven't seen his presence on the map very often.
Honestly, I find that pretty funny because my expectation was that lane, the combination of Vi and Ziggs would be the stronger ones. Never mind, here we go, a bottom lane fight, finally!
Here comes the ult onto Graves. He's going to continue auto-attacking onto Shizzle, but he looks like he's a little bit out of range, and they're going to back off a little bit. Holy crap, I always miss the action on bot lane. I always miss it every single time, but it looks like they both made it out safely.
Jarvan making his way around there too. What I was saying though is that I usually think the power spike at level 6 in that 2v2 in the mid lane and jungle battle usually goes over to the Vi. However, Expelliarmus just hitting a perfect ultimate and really just kind of countering what Akri could do, and obviously securing himself an assist and his jungler a kill. Usually it's the other way around. Your jungler is acquiring kills for the laners, but not this time.
I think we're gonna. Holy moly! The damage onto JoJo in the middle name. In the middle lane.
Well, damage is my middle name.
Damage is my middle name. The son of Freak, the prophet has been foretold. Prophecy is coming for you guys on Friday, January 16th. Better watch out. You better not cry, because Musky Bad's gonna tell you why.
Okay, here we go. 10-minute mark. Pretty even game so far. 200 gold lead, 100 gold lead separating these two teams. Again, it is 4-pool GG taking on Froyo Mango. Froyo Mango on the red side. And this is game 1 of the best of 3 for the University of Toronto League of Legends Frost Week tournament, the Winter Week of Welcome tournament. And this is one of the first couple rounds out of the tournament. We're trying to bring you guys as many of the games as we can as we do come closer towards the finals. And so far it's been a pretty exciting game. There hasn't been that many kills, but just in terms of how the lanes are playing out, it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. And I'm really enjoying the game, really, honestly. Like, the talent from U of T is just incredible.
Yeah.
And the different positioning that I see around the map is really good as well.
Yeah. It's always interesting to see how the junglers kind of read each other, especially with the wards all the way around the map. Like, you can see they are trying to clear and take pressure over that dragon right now, and Expelliarmus is actually biting back towards Odd as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't rule him out just yet. I was beginning to doubt, but when you watch that many Harry Potter movies, you gotta feel strong about that mid lane mage, and hopefully he'll just. Oh, looks like we're gonna have a little bit of a tussle on the blue side. Buff Vi getting caught out of the Cataclysm onto Vi, and that's going to be a free dragon. Absolutely free, like Boxing Day free. It's absolutely ridiculous.
You can never pop your flash against a Jarvan if he's got his ultimate up. Big bomb coming down. Anthony looks like he wants to bite off a piece of this. Nicholas Count doesn't want to have anything to do with that, though.
I think the dragon does go out to blue side. They're going to continue the chase on the Graves. I think he has his dash. He flashes over. Jesus Christ, I think we lost count of Nicholas Count's spells. I think we'll just leave it at 6 or 7.
Yeah,
I think
that's fair. But,
I think that's fair.
Yeah, Nazareth face planting into the wall there, unfortunately. Maybe a little bit of nerves, a little bit of jitters in this best of 3. He is one of the lowest elos in this actual game, so I don't blame him. He's been doing pretty damn well so far, but definitely one of the first mistakes that I've seen come out on the side of Froyo Mango, and at least it doesn't end up in a kill. Uh-oh, Expelliarmus getting low.
Zig's out of mana, so that's going to be really his downfall. But look, he's got his Jordans on right after he picks up this blue buff. He's going to be ready to make some dunks, hopefully some plays as well. Oriana got that blue buff too. It's really, it went from red team's going to kick some giant ass to blue team has found the right place. They found Jesus Christ, I'm stuck. They found the right place at the right time. They picked up the objectives, and they're really showing that they're not just gonna be beat just like that, but looks like Vi is getting ready in the bot lane. They're gonna pick up Nicholas Count. He's at 9 spells, 10 spells. He's gonna try to fight 3v1. He gets the kill. Exhaust use onto Corki. Not sure that was really gonna help him out there, but great gank from Vi. The pressure is melon for Vi is really what we got to be talking about here. But great gank altogether.
Yeah, they've definitely begun to find their groove this game. It's working all right. 2 assists for Vi. It's not a bad place to be at all 15 minutes in the game.
Here comes the Cataclysm onto Nazareth. Looks like the nerves is going to get you stuck inside a cave, but the ultimate from Graves is going to demolish Corki, but Jarvan finishes the job. Here comes the teleport from Renekton. He really wants a piece of that Lulu. Makes delicious cupcake. The EQ combo is not going to land, but Red Cat returns, picks up the kill.
Yeah, meanwhile, Expelliarmus did force that Ziggs back, it looks like, and will be able to take down that first tower of the game, potentially, if he gets another wave. Oriana obviously just clears the wave so fast, and in retaliation in the top lane, Master Gator is going to try and put down as much damage as he can into that one, and in the bottom lane, the first tower officially of the game will go over to the side of 4-Pool GG.
Wow. If you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. And I think I'm standing outside watching the pizza cook. This game is intense, super hot fire. You know what? I think the dragon is really giving that boost to blue side, giving them that balls deep confidence that they really need.
Yeah, and I mean, talking about fire, the only person with ignite this game is Odd at the mid lane, so he's the only one feeling spicy enough, I guess.
Definitely. Everyone else is going a little bit safe. I would want to see somebody not pick Flash one game. I wonder if there's ever been a game where someone hasn't picked Flash. Like in season 4, season 5. I wonder. Probably Ghost Teleport, but yeah. I mean like a bottom laner, like Exhaust Barrier or something like that.
Maybe some TP Revive, something like that.
I could definitely see that on Nicholas Count. That would increase his spell usage.
Top lane, Vi's trying to pick up a piece of that Gator.
Looks like the pool party is going to be delayed to about 9 p.m. You can expect to see some toys and dives coming up soon.
Not in the shallow end though, only in the deep end.
Only in the deep end.
Pause coming out. Obviously they don't think we're very funny. That's okay with me. I get it. Got a little bit of a disconnection here. He's like, you know what, that's it. It was okay with the Sesame Street jokes, but that's too much.
I'm actually really digging this top lane now that I realize that Irelia's name is Master Gator.
Yep. And
he's facing the one and only Gator.
It would have been even better if he had played Nasus.
It would have been. I'm speechless. That was the greatest response I could have ever thought of. That Nasus top lane versus Renekton. Yep. And then he would have won lane because of the gank. Jesus.
Yep. Damn straight. Aurelia actually maxing her E second, maxing her W first for the sustain. So very similar to the way that she started with that cloth armor start. She's really not trying to like win her lane in terms of kills. She's just trying to farm up and put pressure with her sustain. Both junglers also opting for the AoE smite, like the healing smite. Ranger's Trailblazer, I think it's called. I can't remember yet. Razor's Trailblazer. And both of them actually picking up the Warrior enchant as well. Boots 5 over to the side of TSK Jojo, and you can tell it's definitely paying off for him so far. 3 kills to those of the Vi 0 on her side.
Absolutely. I still think that although I guess Jarvan's participation in the kills is a lot higher than Vi's, but I feel like every time Vi has ganked, it has been a delicious play. It has been really enjoyable to watch, but there has been times where Vi has fallen short, and Jarvan has come back into the game. He's really found his mojo. Definitely.
Very close game. 16 minutes in. Pause comes out. Here comes the action in the bottom lane. 3-man gang.
The Cataclysm doing immense damage to that bottom lane. I don't even have to say anything. That was just a complete deletion. Right click and then search for that delete option. That was completely demolished, and I think that after that play, confidence is going to be at an all-time low for red side. Well, it looks like the Gator is going to turn onto Master Gator, but the tower is still up, so Renekton is not going to be able to do that much. But Aurelia really still wants to go back into this, and Vi is up here as well.
Yep, they've got the sustain and the mid lane's out of mana. I mean, that's kind of how this game is playing out so far. I really will be able to lifesteal up a little bit up there. But that's what I talked about in the bottom lane. It's crazy amounts of damage, just like the mid lane.
Yeah, just like the mid lane, there's a little bit of a tussle. That's why you don't taunt. They're going to continue the fight. They're almost going to get this Orianna. They do get the Orianna. Jarvan and Corki thought that the tide of time would be different, but the chase is going to continue. Vi is going to have her Q up in a bit, but I think they really... I wonder if they can take a dragon off this. Probably not. They're going to take the mid lane instead, which is going to be really beneficial for the upcoming dragon. Yeah. They can recall and be right after the mid lane.
Absolutely.
But great fight.
To get that long, or deep, vision with a Vi on your team. Like you're saying, oh man, Nazareth going in, trying to make a play with
Holy! The crit was definitely enough. He didn't even have to ult there, but I think that was just overkill. He was sending a message. He was sending a message. That ultimate, it was supposed to leave a note for the enemy to read. It was sending him a message saying, we're still in this, and we're gonna get this dragon. Yeah, definitely.
And honestly, you never very often see AD carries making plays like that solo. That was like a double lift kind of thing, where he just kind of went over the wall, knew where the guy was, absolutely just making a huge play for his team, and most likely securing this dragon for them as well.
Don't. I don't know. Jarvan is coming.
It, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to graves it. You know what I mean.
Yeah. I got you.
Nicholas Count getting ready to face check, making his way around. They know that the dragon has been pulled, and they did actually get that pink cord down too. That's pretty impressive. Ott looking to make some poke happen here. Dragon is at about half health. Graves ulti isn't up.
Nicholas Count breaking out of his Nicholas Cage, trying to defend the ADC. Looks like he does a decent job of it. The Cataclysm is going to do tons of damage, but it looks like Nazareth is going to have some potential and make some more double plays here. Odd getting caught out. He does flash out of some of the damage here, but it looks like they can really turn on this. Nazareth going to finish off the kill into Nicholas Count. Looks like the Nicholas Cage has been broken. Nazareth, holy moly, guacamole. Let me have some of that bread. Ate just going to 4v. He's just going to stand there and accept his defeat. Looks like it's not going to be time for some melons.
Beautiful cleanup from 4Pool GG. Just superior team fighting synergy, it looked like. Honestly, both teams had pretty decent execution, but in the end, just the proper kiting and everything like that just came out in the favor of 4Pool GG. Nazareth got a little bit bloodthirsty. Had he had his ultimate, he would have been able to secure both those 2 kills. It is very long range, but at the end of the day, he is a simple 4-3 as opposed to many of the 2-1-3-1s that we see on the side of 4Pool GG after that fight, and that will bring the gold lead over to the side of 4Pool GG.
Definitely showing why they're called 4Pool GG. The pool party in the top lane is really it's like a global morale boost.
They have. Speaking of the global morale boost, did you see who the dragon went over to, actually?
Oh my god, I did not. I do believe that it went over to blue side. I don't think... Jesus.
Oh, no, it was Vi, actually, that picked up that first dragon, so they will be 6% technically ahead, I guess, in terms of just flat damage.
So wait, does that mean that red side's on a second dragon? Or they
no,
picked
that
up,
was
or
the
they,
first.
oh, they stole the dragon, right? Okay, that was, wow. That's pretty impressive then, that they managed to turn that around just a little bit. I mean, it wasn't that horrible. I mean, they still got completely demolished, but a little bit of reward there. Looks like really, really strong map presence from blue side. Now they know that they can just walk around in the, just like it's another day in the park.
Looks like Froyo Mango's just trying to give up that bottom lane tower. Here comes the dive in the mid lane.
Oh my god, that was an alley-oop from another other than JoJo. Maybe he should quit League and play basketball, because that was quite the dunk. Comboed in with Nicholas Count. We're at 15 spells now. Probably more than that. I'm just guessing at this point.
And so you could tell that Poor GG was ready to sacrifice that bottom lane tower as long as they could make a play off of it. Nazareth was down there trying to take it down. He did succeed in that, but ended up in a couple kills and a definite loss of pressure in the top side of the jungle for his team.
Otze, or Otz, whatever you prefer, is caught out of position. No mana. Hopefully the regen is going to be up soon enough for him to jump over the wall of some kind, but JoJo just persistent in his slows and his damage. The red team is going to come to back him up. The shockwave just lands as he steps over the line, but looks like Nazareth is looking for some revenge. But Irelia is just having some alone time in the top lane. Just leave her be. Leave her be.
Nazareth really taking a page out of the Gambit, or the AD carry from Gambit. I'm blanking on his name right now, but during IEM Cologne he was playing insanely aggressive, and yeah, similarly Nazareth is doing the same here, really trying to put the team on his back and pick up some kills and really just kind of snowball the game in an AoE team fight scenario. That's probably what they're going to try and rely on, as they do have the Ziggs and the Graves. They're probably just going to try and get a really big wombo combo with a buy engage followed up by those big AoE ultimates, and no better person to get those kills than the Graves at this point in the game.
You're thinking of Pinoy.
Pinoy, you're right, thank you.
Pinoy. The you know what? Gambit Gaming is just known for picking the weirdest characters and just like doing amazingly well with them. And it started with Darien, but now Pinoy is definitely taking over, showing that Graves can look exactly like a Tristana if you play it just about right.
Minute 30 until Dragon comes up. The advantage in terms of sight is definitely over to the side of Poor GG. We will have to see if they can take another point out of Gambit's book and set up some big plays. See hero, kill a hero down in and around that Dragon.
What do you think Red Team has to do to catch up? I mean, not objective-wise, but what do you think a perfect team fight would look like for blue side?
It would just have to be everyone stacked either in like a Baron pit or a Dragon pit, and just a big amount of damage coming from both of their carries' ultimates. Master Gator sitting onto Shizzle if he can, and really zoning him and Expelliarmus along with the Vi after that original cleanup. We will see if they can get that, as it will be a closely knit team fight around this jungle area right here.
Jarvan is really big right now. Huge, humongous.
Yeah,
massive.
We actually haven't even talked about that Frozen Heart yet. It is a big deal against not only Graves, but also Aurelia and Vi, who both rely quite a bit on their attack speed.
It just makes him so tanky without having any health. And I always see tanks build health first, or in some occasions they build health first, and they're still so squishy. But the fact that he has his Frozen Heart up already, he's just able... Oh, it looks like Aurelia is going to catch out a little bit of Nicholas Count. The ult comes out only onto one person. Jarvan, they're going to focus everything onto the Lulu there, and the fight's just going to continue. Nazareth in the back. Oh my god, it's melon time in the middle of that fight, but it looks like it wasn't exactly meant to be. Looks like blue side's going to completely demolish the enemy team here. Ziggs trying to poke while he can. Double kill from Orianna. Beautifully played. I really thought that was going to be... Oh, the teleport that 360 no scope, make a Call of Duty montage out of that teleport. Looks like Corky's just gonna finish up Ate. Jesus.
Again, another beautiful cleanup coming out from the side of Pool GG. Just slight mistakes from people like Nazareth, who just gets tricked a little bit by the vision as it goes around the corner. Sees it does a lot of damage, thinks maybe he can pick up another 2 with the Static Shiv crit or something like that, and unfortunately just goes down and gives the first dragon this time over to the side of Pool GG. Actually, that would be the second dragon. Sorry about that.
I really don't know what red team has to do here. They're really behind at this point. Their dragons are suffering, and blue team has incredible control. Before that dragon fight even started, red team was just cowering in that blue side there, near the blue buff. They couldn't even step out, and as soon as they tried to find their own positioning, blue team was ready, and the counterattacks were beautiful, and they managed to come out. Like, Orianna really just did everything that fight. Of course, they focused.
A beautiful ultimate. You're right.
I think that blue team really has this advantage right now, this huge presence, and that dragon fight there was a little bit wonky for both teams. They were trying to find out where should they be, or are they going to start the dragon or not. But interesting choice of direction that red team went with there.
Yeah, and honestly, it's a pretty good sign for the rest of this series, though. This game is not very one-sided in terms of how the skill level seems to be. It seems very close, and the best thing about these series is that some teams are actually significantly better than others at adapting, and part of that is just like it comes out in the picks and ban phase, and it's kind of hard to quantify that, but you can see that certain teams really do just kind of get better as the games get on. Maybe they needed a little bit of a warm-up or something like that, and maybe they feel well under pressure.
It could be even red team is just, poking fun, seeing how their opponents are, and going to take us all the way to game 3. It's definitely possible. Renekton throwing his... Not gonna get me, sickos. Aurelia gets out. Graves looks like he wants to have a little bit of that pool party, but he's afraid of the water. To farm up those minions in the top lane.
Interesting positioning coming out from actually the Froyo Mango's team. They're kind of leaving themselves open to a big dive in the mid lane, and that's what they're looking for.
Jesus Christ, a little bit overkill, much JoJo. Lots of ults burned onto the Lulu there. Lots of pressure, and they're just going to take this mid turret for free. Renekton tanking most of it. Nicholas count that huge ultimate from Orianna. Vi trying to make out what she can, but Renekton's going to dash right out. He's been having a fun time. The Zanya's from
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
Yeah, actually, I mean, the way that this game is going is mechanically it's pretty damn even. However, the dragon fights that just kind of gave all of those kills and those advantages, as well as Jarvan's early game leads, has really just kind of made these team fights very one-sided. And that coupled with a little bit of mispositioning around the map coming out from the side of Froyo Mango is just kind of leading them up for like very calculated aggression that will kind of like snowball the game, and that seems very in the favor of Pool GG. It seems like they've been in this position quite a few times before.
What I notice about every single fight that Red has not done very well is that Lulu gets caught out, and I think the reason why Lulu gets caught out is because he or she the
surrender. Honestly, I don't blame them. I realized how far they were into that game, and it was just 3 or 4 team fights in a row that kind of just cost them it. There wasn't really much they could do to come back. Sure, they could have turtled it out for another 40 minutes, but I think they just wanted to kind of end it on a high, and they knew that they would actually be able to compete in the next game. I believe that's most likely what they were thinking, and looks like we will take a game 2 coming up next. Again, it will be Froyo Mangoes and Pool GG. So I guess we're going to take a little bit of a break while we get back into the game. Once again, this is UTLA bringing you the University of Toronto Students Union Frost Week tournament, the Winter Week of Welcome tournament. This is the second day of streaming we've been doing these games, and we hope that you guys are enjoying it out there. This is a pretty good series so far, and we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
All right, what happened? Somebody added me on Skype. Who is Jillian Spurger? I do not know who this is. God damn.
it's not enough dedication now. The whole music business is dedication, and it's not enough dedication now.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, getting into the next game in this series, the best of three between Fourpool GG and Froyo Mangoes. They are switching sides, so Nicholas Count and his crew of counters are on the purple team, whereas the Master Gator is on the blue team. I just realized why that name is so funny.
I was waiting for it during the stream. I was like, is he gonna find out? Is he- And the fact that he was facing Renekton too just put the
Yeah.
cherry on the cake.
Yep.
Orianna again. Oh wait, it's the other side.
Yes, it
Oh,
is the other side. They did take it away. Yeah, Ott was on Ziggs last game.
yeah. And now we have JoJo back on Jarvan. Nicholas
Jojo,
count. We're gonna be counting some tornadoes. Watch out! There's gonna give me an extreme storm warning down at the UFT base. For Nicholas counts tornadoes. Timo,
Tito.
please. Tito, please.
Tito Oriana is actually a great wombo combo because you just put the ball on Timo and then go invisible. You just
hmm
wait for the team to walk over him and then you just blow him up.
My favorite is actually Twitch anything.
Yep.
Twitch anything is
Submarine comps.
submarine comps. I don't even care about Rengar. Twitch is just the be all end all because he
Shen
just
Twitch. Oh god.
yeah. Really anything Twitch is just like Zillion, Oriana, who else? Even Janet Twitch. I know that's not really impressive, but even Janet Twitch is like 10 out of 10. No re.
I'm really glad that TSQ Jojo did get his Jarvan again though,
hmm
because he made such a big game impact last game. He was basically the reason that his team got going so far. He was all over the map, and I mean, Akri did his best to kind of mirror it, but because Jarvan is such a strong champion, especially all the way through the early levels as well,
hmm
he was able to kind of just carry the game for his team in the early parts, in the early few minutes, and really just get them going. And that's really the story of the game was JoJo into dragon fights into oh my god they're so fed.
I personally think that picking up this Morgana pick will be the saving grace. I'm putting all the marbles. All the wait, did they switch supports? Is that the right person? Anthe?
Yep,
Is
that's
that
the same guy.
yeah? Okay. I think that the Morgana pick is definitely going to be a lot more delicious in this case because I don't know, you can set up a lot more plays as opposed to the Lulu. Like even if like Morgana just has more survivability than the Lulu. Lulu would be forced to use the ultimate on herself or use the shield on herself. But the fact that the Morgana, I mean, if blue team does get a nice lead, the Zanyas is going to come into huge play for that mid to late game.
Yeah, it's definitely true, especially against somebody low range like Sivir. It is a little bit harder to get out of the Morgana alt range if her ultimate is down. But of course, the shield is a very good answer. Of course, Sivir's shield is a very good answer against Morgana
Yeah,
as well.
for sure. I saw Red Cat returns, even though he's not the mid laner, hover over LeBlanc, and I really, even though the LeBlanc nerf, I'm really feeling LeBlanc. Just LeBlanc in general, even though the silence is gone, she's still a huge damage dealer. She just does an insane amount of damage, even with all the nerfs that happened to her. She's still very strong, but I'm not surprised to see her not played. It's just too risky, and you could do a lot more. There's a lot more potential in Katarina. Unfortunately, if the picks do go through with blue team, they're gonna have a lot of ways to stop Katarina. The Oriana ult, the Warwick focused ult. If Irelia is low, that as well. The snare, everything is just not gonna go in the way of the Katarina, and not gonna go in the way of the Katarina's ultimates and etc. With this comp.
Pretty interesting comp coming out from the side of Froyo Mangoes, actually. Definitely really kind of feels like a couple patches ago, but all the same. A Warwick ult coupled with a Morgana Black Shield is a very strong combination. Then, of course, Oriana ulti on top of that, and the AoE from Graves. Just a lot of synergy in that team comp. Whereas on the other side, it's again, we're going to run at you, and if we get fed, we're just going to roll our faces on the keyboard and probably win.
Yeah, it's either roll your faces or roll your melons at this point because hopefully it's time for some melons as the chat is saying right now. We're gonna see some melon time, but on the real side of things, I'm really confused about purple team's comp. I'm just confused. I'm just like lost in thought and lost in this weird train of thought where I can't piece together what's gonna happen, and that's mainly because I haven't seen Sivir in such a long time, right?
Yeah.
Sivir is just a very unpopular ADC. She was a huge, really popular in what beginning of season 4, but then I'm not exactly sure what happened. Probably just
Yeah,
meta shift.
teams at the start of season 4 were very or sorry, she was also very popular at the start of season 5 for the first like little bit,
Hmm.
just because she is obviously so good at objective control, and so much of the season 5 is focused around that dragon. But of course, as the other AD carries like Graves kind of got stronger, it made it a little bit more difficult to play her in any kind of team comp scenario. But against that lane, it's pretty good. She can spell shield the Graves ulti, Graves Q, Morgana Q as well, and it works okay with the Renekton and the Jarvan being able to just kind of run at that front line.
Hmm.
Hopefully, set up a little bit of burst damage, especially if JoJo gets going like he did in the previous game. Even if he just builds like pretty much heavy damage, they can have Red Cat returns on that tanky Gator, and then have Expelliarmus come in and drop some Avada Kedavras down.
Yeah, definitely. My question to you is, does it Janna's ultimate disrupt Warwick's ultimate?
It does, unless there is a black shield on the Warwick, and then the shield needs to be broken first by magic damage.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. I know that obviously the Q stops Warwick, but I didn't know if the Janna ultimate, because the Janna ultimate, I always feel like it's like such a soft ultimate.
Hmm.
Like it doesn't always do that much, you know? Like it
Yeah,
I don't know how
for
to
sure.
explain it.
No,
It's
no, I
just
know what you mean.
yeah.
It doesn't have the same kind of effect as a Nami ultimate, you know what I mean? Which always is gonna be like that full range, like tornado or that wave that like kind of zones the team, everything like that. Um, Not to mention its use kind of like scales with how long you are able to hold it, right? So
Yeah.
if he can get a Medjai's and get some stacks on that, obviously it'll be very strong. And actually he'll probably be able to potentially reset the fight if he does get the ultimate off after Oriana uses hers, and she does have enough AP with that Medjai's, then I mean this team comp is very R focused. So if they can reset the fight, um, they should be able to kind of just like win the team fight overall afterwards. As soon as the Morgana ult's burned, the Warwick, Oriana, and the Graves ult, that's pretty much all of their damage is up front.
Mhm. I
Now,
feel like with blue side, um last time we were saying that last time was it is it Froyo on blue team now, or is it Froyo on purple team?
yeah, Froyo is on the blue team now.
Okay, so last game Froyo had a more pick oriented
Hmm.
composition, and now they have like a good blend. I
Yeah,
think that they have a sweet spot blend, whereas um, for Pool GG has taken more towards a pick
yeah,
composition
yeah.
in this situation.
Definitely just like we're gonna press Sivir alt and run our massive tanks at you. Don't forget they
Yeah.
also get the move speed bonus from Janna passive as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe Captain's Boots on a Warwick or on a Renekton or something like that. Those are gonna be some very, very fast tanks.
Now with the new support changes and this whole new season 5 situation, I wanted to ask your opinion on yellow. Sorry, I'm not exactly sure. Frost Queen's claim
Yep, the coin.
or
Or
the
sorry, yeah, yeah, the coin, yeah.
or or the coin.
The
What would
thing
you
about
prefer on
that,
Janna?
the thing about that is that they have the new item, which actually pretty much replaces the coin. It's built out of Catalyst. I can't remember it right now. It's like Righteous Glory or something like that. And
Hmm.
I feel like if you can get that, it does both of the jobs, and you know what I mean, like gives you a lot of tanky stats and everything like that. So
Hmm.
depending on the comp, if you're running like a poke comp and you really need to disengage and you really need to get out, then for sure you can run the coin. But Frost Queen's Claim is just so much better in terms of gold generation, and
Hmm.
you can use it in a couple of ways as well. You know what I mean, like the slow over the wall kind of thing. It's got some nice utility in it as well.
I just, as a support main, I've always been comfortable with Talisman. I just feel like it's so like even if you're behind, you can just soak up gold generation from
That's
the
true.
dead minions.
Yeah.
But Frost Queen's claim really sucks if you're behind if you don't get the gold generation in lane.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
But we'll
really
see what
good
happens.
on like if you're ever on a team comp that you can push because it works against the towers too, right? So like if you can
Hmm.
just consistently auto attack that tower and get that 5, 10 gold, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that works too. That works too.
So I gotta point out that Akri is on that Warwick, and that means JoJo is gonna pretty much be laughing this game when it comes to the 1 to 6 ganks. He's gonna have almost no contestation coming out of Akri on that Warwick, and that's exactly what he wants if he does want to go for that sort of more aggressive kind of early jungle and really
Mhm.
get a strong place for his Katarina.
I feel like
Welcome to
last game 1 to 6,
Summoner's
Froyo's team did fine. They survived 1 to 6, and it wasn't really that big of a deal. But in this case, it's pretty damn serious. Um, Blue team has to play incredibly passive. Oh my god, looks like they have a little bit of a tussle here. No damage exchanged, some mana burnt, but it's okay. We're all still happy here. One big happy family. Graves getting a nice deep ward
30
there
seconds
to
until
see the
minions
Jarvan.
spawn.
Yeah, that was pretty risky considering he also did max or level up his Q in the fountain. I was a little bit alt-tabbed, so I don't know if you guys did see that, but that was definitely a very ballsy play. Nazareth is actually one of my friends. I play with him occasionally, and he's a very strong player, but is also very aggressive, and sometimes it pays off, as you could see against that Jarvan. Sometimes it doesn't. We'll have to see how it goes this game. He's a very good player, so I hope that he can actually bring this game to a
Minions
close
have spawned.
2-2 and or 1-1 or rather, and bring it to a game 3.
Definitely. Some of the chat is asking, when are the finals? And what time? And
That
what do I
is
need to bring?
a good question. What you should bring is potentially like any league-inspired apparel you have. Like if you have like a League of Legends T-shirt or lanyard, hat, anything like that, or maybe something that you can help cheer on your team. The finals are going to be on the 16th of January. That's next Friday. It's going to be at the Earth Science building on St. George campus. There's going to be a ton of stuff we're going to be giving away. So if you don't have any league-inspired merch, we'll hook you up maybe with like a Popstar Ari sweater or something like that, so you can show how damn awesome you are. And yeah, we got a bunch of really cool stuff going on. Not just the finals, but also some viewer ARAM games, that kind of thing, where you guys can win some sweet prizes. We got some pretty good sponsors in Gamebox. They always help us out. They give us some really cool Gamebox shirts and stuff like that. And if you're a true UTLA member, you gotta represent that Gamebox swag. So I'm all about it, and I can't wait. Next Friday, January 16th.
Hope to see you guys all there. I'm going to be wearing my Rammus hat on that occasion. I will cast in my Rammus hat. And it's going to be a grand old time. But now let's get back to the real situations. The 16th is really far away. But right now we're here in the moment. Watching Katarina take a little bit of harass from the Orianna. Ott still really dominant, and Expelliarmus, he's got to get his wand raised he's got to get his wand raised soon, or else Ott's just going to walk all over him like he did last time in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, definitely true. He did stabilize afterwards, but it's a lot harder to do that as a Katarina as opposed to an Orianna. So it's going to be pretty difficult, and I mean, considering he does have his Jarvan, hopefully he can get a little bit of back up that way. However, he did take Ott I'm speaking about did take exhaust, meaning that he doesn't have a ton more kill pressure against Expelliarmus as opposed to if he had an Ignite. Obviously, he just kind of wants to be another force to lock down and slow that Katarina damage when she does jump all in.
Absolutely. Let me ask you an interesting question. Where do you think Jarvan is going to gank first?
Depends how vocal Expelliarmus is, because he's having a oh! I missed that. Unfortunately, I apologize. Directed camera did let me down, but Expelliarmus actually securing first blood. I think Ott might have gone a little bit too hard, maybe taking a tower hit or something like that, and the Ignite and Flash coming out on the favor of Expelliarmus.
I think I said that at the right time. I was like, when is Jarvan gonna gank? And then I see Jarvan and Katarina mid lane, and then Orianna's dead. But they do spot the Jarvan. Looks like they're gonna have a grand old time, and Jarvan does manage to get out. And looks like the party's gonna be saved for later. Bring your chips and dip to the next fight. Probably gonna be around Dragon. We'll see. But that mid lane fight is probably gonna put Ott's morale a little bit lower, but I'm pretty sure he's a confident player. I'm pretty sure he'll find his feet back, his footing back.
Okay, so Ott has no flash, Expelliarmus has no flash, and I mean, if Warwick can get 6 soon enough, that could be a pretty easy gank against Expelliarmus. All you need to do is wait till he uses his E like he does right there, and just punish him very hard for it.
Here comes Jarvan though. Want to say hello back to Ott there. You're not gonna touch my Expelliarmus this game. That juke though, that was delicious.
That was delicious.
Jesus Christ, that
Harry
was
Potter
almost...
eats well, man.
Harry Potter eats those melons well. He has to stay healthy, has to take the fruit. Oh god, but the pause. I think Ott is in a little bit of a pickle. No fruits for him.
He might
Getting
be
ganked
shook
twice.
a little bit. He might be a little bit shook. That is an 0-2 Orianna at 5 minutes into the game against the Katarina.
And like you were saying earlier, Expelliarmus he's like you said, he needs to be more vocal about the situation. In the last game, he got 0 ganks. He got absolutely 0 ganks. In this game, as you can see, Jojo is just sitting there. He set up a tent. He's got his Frank beans, and he's ready to camp the hell out of this Orianna. And it's just looking so salty. Ott just had to close his client. He couldn't even bear it anymore. Hopefully he gets back. Oh no, he's not the one that closed the client. But you get what I'm saying. Orianna has to be really salty right now in this situation, getting ganked twice by the Jarvan.
Yeah, for sure. It's, I mean, like we said, Orianna is going to be able to kind of just farm up and do what she needs to do. She's not the only form of AoE in this team comp, so as long as she hits those good ultimates and doesn't feed a Katarina into Oblivion, then I think he'll be okay. And he's definitely a very good player, so I assume he will be able to do that. Play safe and hopefully get some wards up.
Absolutely, and Warwick really needs to help out with that as well. He has a pink ward ready. Hopefully he's going to be putting it around Dragon, because that's where Jojo seems to be like he's coming generally most of the time. His bot lane looking really strong. The blue side is a little bit low. I guess the harass is working into the favor of Sivir and that Frost Queen's claim from Janna. Obviously Janna doesn't do that much damage, but it's still working out. We're still working on it.
There is absolutely no vision on the map apart from behind Aurelia's tower in the top lane. And I really actually kind of got to point a little bit of a finger towards Warwick here, mostly because he should have had some wards down for his team. We know he can't gank early, but he can try and back up his Orianna, and anytime he meets Jarvan in the jungle, he can scrap him a little bit. He's not going to get 100 to 0. And, you know, honestly, I think if you're going to play one of those kind of farm junglers, the very least you can do for your team is to try and give them some sight and make sure that they don't get taken advantage of. We know that TSU Jojo likes to farm a lot. We know that he's a big ganker, rather. And I feel like that should have been a little bit differently played coming out of the side of 4-Pool GG.
It's really interesting to see. I just want you to just clear your mind and then look at Warwick and Jarvan and compare the two. Immediately, you could see that Jarvan just has more fancy numbers on side of the tab.
Yep.
He's got 25 CS, one more than Warwick. He's got a kill. He's got an assist. What is Warwick doing?
Yeah, I mean, that has always been the problem with Warwick. If you listen to the pros talk during that IEM San Jose event where it was St. Vicious on the desk and Snoopay on the desk. Hold on, there's a gank from top lane. I'll get back to that later.
Jarvan going in, I don't even need to say a thing. Aurelia was really low during that laning phase, and she just really... And then oh my god, I'm missing everything. Got him, bottom gank, a full cat ult, the heal from Sivir, allowing Cat to escape, but the gank was not enough. In fact, it looks like Morgana and Graves didn't even lose any health at all.
Yeah.
I guess Morgana lost a lot more because she was closer to the Katarina. But a successful gank in the top lane.
Yep, at the end of the day, it is a heal traded for an exhaust in the bottom lane. Nothing too crazy and a little bit of wasted time coming out from Expelliarmus. Meaning that obviously Orianna is able to get a little bit of pressure in that mid lane. But to finish my thought about the Warwick, Snoopay and St. Vicious and even Meteos and stuff like that, they're all talking about how as long as you track a Warwick after level 6 and you make sure you know exactly where he is, like you can see the amount of wards now that are down around the mid lane, they know that's going to be a huge focus. As well as in the bottom lane. If you can track him, and he's very linear, he's very one-dimensional, and you know what he's going to do, you know where he's going to want to do it, and if you're able to predict him very easily, and a good team should be able to deal with that.
Absolutely. Red team is really dealing with that because Warwick has yet to be seen. I don't even think they need to put wards on the map because they haven't seen him yet. But you're right. Oh, if a Warwick is controlled, then there should really be no problem. Unlike a Lee Sin, on the other hand,
Yep.
that you gotta. I don't know what you gotta do to stop Lee Sin. They
Yeah,
keep nerfing him and he keeps coming back.
he's one of those champions that you need like more than 3 words per player to deal with.
Absolutely, and in low elo, people don't even ward as often. That juke from
Yeah,
Nicholas
nice.
Count. Let's start counting the jukes. That Janna juke was really delicious. Just that sidestep was just beautifully predicted. And no dice for Morgana.
Yeah, in terms of CS in that bottom lane, Nazareth is having a little bit of trouble down there. Not able to get all of this CS at the tower. Unfortunately, he does have a couple of problems with that. If he tries to Q a wave to catch a minion that maybe he might have missed, it will, of course, hit the rest of the wave, and he isn't necessarily able to get the rest of the minions. Excuse me. You can see there he does it again, and he'll get all the minions this time, but it could have been a risky situation in terms of that farm. 62 CS to 78. The mid lane's even, the top lane's even, and actually the farm jungle in Warwick is a little bit behind the just crazy fed Jarvan in terms of CS and gang.
I think that in this situation, Blue Team can still make it back. Definitely, no doubt. Warwick is just really, really strong, and like you said, even if they keep tabs on Warwick, I personally think that like the fights around Dragon are still gonna go very, very interestingly, because as long as everything goes perfect, I know that things may not, but Orianna and Warwick and Morgana just have a really, really disgusting combo that can really turn the tides of time in this situation, and it's not all clearly cut out for a red team to win this yet. Blue team still has a lot of opportunity to make some really, really sick plays, and they have double lift too, right? So, I mean, we'll see what happens, definitely. Oh, but I guess double lift decided that it was time to party. Warwick ganking in the bot lane. Janna forced to pay with it. Guess you can't always escape Janna. It's really unfortunate. I guess instead of jukes, we should start counting how many times Nicholas Count will die. We're at 1 juke and 1 death.
I can't wait till we start counting his Magi stacks.
Major. Oh,
I have faith.
yeah. Yeah, we'll see if he even decides if he's that confident to build it. How often do Janna's build Magi's actually?
The thing is, Janna's usually banned all the time. Bottom lane though.
Holy crap! Surprise, Nazareth. It looks like double lift is gonna flash right out. Jarvan's gonna continue the heal. Oh my god, Sivir's gonna continue the chase. Warwick comes out of nowhere, says, hello, I want a party too. But it looks like it's just a little bit lackluster. A little bit of
Nazareth, the god, calculated, waiting till the last second, fading out the flash from Jarvan, popping that heal, no problem. Expelliarmus looking for something. Will he find it?
looks like Voldemort won this time. We're gonna have to see if the scar will get off his forehead. Stay tuned for the rest of the match. Well, that's unfortunate. That was so close for Katarina too.
It was very close. I think maybe if he had picked up some Boots 5 like his jungle counterpart, he would have got down there in time. But all the same, he's actually fallen behind in CS in that mid lane, even though he did get a little bit of help from Jarvan. I think the real benefit of all of those ganks really just go over to Jarvan, considering he did pick up the kills in those fights. At least
I'm just thinking about the theory of Graves and Morgana, and it's incredibly tanky.
Yeah.
Like, it's incredibly tanky. I always forget that Graves has this really amazing passive that allows him to, like, survive every single time. And then Morgana with the Black Shield just really puts the icing on the cake for that bot lane, even though they're having a little bit of rough time trying to find their waters, down 20 CS. But now that Graves has a kill, it doesn't seem that grim, so bad.
Jarvan's trying to make something happen here. Otter doesn't even burn his ult. No exhaust use. Warwick here, though.
Here comes the double ult. Expelliarmus is gonna fall here, but Jarvan is gonna. Oh, the flash from Akri there. Good pickup from Warwick. Looks like Warwick has decided that it's time to come out of the jungle, and they're gonna. Looks like they're gonna try to take Dragon off this. Now that Katarina's dead, what's really gonna stop? Like, I know that Katarinas sometimes get shut down or they mess up, but sometimes a Katarina has a stupid field day for absolutely no reason. Like, oh my god, the I don't even know what that was, but that was really interesting to see. Nicholas Count do. I don't know. I think that was some kind of new dance. Expect to see it.
It worked.
It worked. It worked.
Katarina picking up her DFG now means that she will have a lot more single target damage and potentially being able to get some of those resets off against the AoE comp here. To be honest, I think we need to see some sort of pick comp situation coming out to really go with that DFG. In these team fights, there's just so much interruption. Like, I'm pretty sure Warwick is gonna ult Katarina every single time, and that just makes a DFG a little bit more difficult to deal with, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Maybe something else could have been purchased, like who knows, the Zonia's or something like that.
That's true too. I mean, I'm trying to think of a way for Expelliarmus to maneuver his way around these team fights, and it doesn't look like there's anything that's helping his case. There's an Orianna ulti that lands every single time. The Orianna ultis on Ott well, actually no, that was Expelliarmus with some really sick ults. So we haven't seen Ott's ults yet, but he has landed one so far. But it looks like it's just a free dragon. There's like absolutely no contest because there's just lack of vision.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, Warwick is supposed to have decent jungle control, or sorry, dragon control, mostly because of his sustain. However, it does look like it has gone over to the side of 4GG, and that's kind of a scary place to be in when they've got a Katarina.
I always feel like at this point in the game, there's always this like stalemate period where there's just nothing happening. And I always wonder, what's the next move for these teams? What are their win conditions? And in this case, blue team just missed the opportunity to take Dragon, and now Jarvan and Renekton are just like, hey, what's up? Win conditions part 2, the sequel, and the beautiful ult, but I mean, it's not going to be enough. Ott is not having a good game.
Unfortunately not 0-3-1. However, with that pressure in the mid lane, it does open up the rotation from Anti and Nazareth in the bottom lane to try and take that tower down. And, you know, honestly, you were saying it does lull, and we're looking for the win conditions. However, sometimes the lull is a win condition for a team. If they've got that late game, if they're looking for the team fight, here comes the engage. Sivir.
Nicholas Count trying to get ahead. I don't know why you would want to push Morgana into Sivir while she's ulting. They can continue to focus Nazareth here. Looks like he's going to try to have this little bit of redemption kill, but it's not going to be enough, and they pick up the double kill. Red team looking like they got some super hot fire. Don't forget the super. Doing really, really big things across the map. Even this Renekton is probably going to get out with his life, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to continue to chase.
By Sivir to notice that she did have that significant item advantage and force that fight right away. Unfortunately, they didn't get both kills there. Or, sorry, they did get both kills. I apologize.
Yeah,
then. So
right.
yeah, 2 kills going over again to the side of 4GG.
Jeez Louise, what a game! Like,
Yeah,
I'm really impressed with Expelliarmus.
Yeah, me too. He's playing quite well this game, and you can see he's already got another needlessly large rod to add on top of that DFG.
I think Warwick is looking for some his own adventure, but the sequel to Link's Adventures is not going to be out for a little while. Nintendo said they're going to be coming out 2015, but Warwick does not know that, but he's still sticking around. It's not gonna be, nothing's gonna happen because there's 3 people mid. Jeez.
When it comes to the vision control of this game, it's very decidedly in the favor of 4GG, and I mean that
Definitely.
is the problem of playing a Warwick. I mean, when you lose your vision control like that, it's just so hard to find any sort of real picks. And like, sure, Warwick picked up that 1 kill with the flash, but what else has he done so far?
He's farming, and then Renekton decides, hey, let's have a pool party in mid. They completely delete the Morgana. And Jarvan and Renekton tanking the turret damage there. Are they gonna push up for the turret? Probably not, but great pick off on the support. And I think really that's a good
Trade.
not only is that a good trade, but I think it's a good thing to do, because last time they focused the support, they just completely roll stomped the entire team, and this time it seems to be working the same way. But it looks like they're really upset, and they're really gonna try to trade. The teleport is shut down by Renekton, but they really don't want to just feel lackluster. So they're gonna try to take 2 mid turrets
JoJo's
to
on the
kind of.
flank.
EQ does miss everybody. I think that was.
Yeah. Followed up by the smoke screen. He wasn't hitting anything. I do want to point out though that how good that Orianna ult was underneath the tower. And I mean, even though she is 0-3, you saw how much damage it did. It is a pretty squishy team comp so far coming out of the side. I mean, there's a lot of damage built onto Jarvan and onto Renekton so far. Like we said, Jarvan probably looking to just set up the damage to get the Katarina resets. That's why he's gone for the Tiamat and everything like that, just trying to get as much AoE as he can down. But even though Orianna is so far behind, she still catch up in farm. She's actually up 40 CS onto Expelliarmus. And with the rest of the AoE, with the team comp, with Nazareth and Anti, had they been there and been able to get their ultimates down, I'm confident to think that that would have been a team fight in the favor of Froyo Mango and the rest of the team.
5 stacks on Magi's.
Nice! He did pick it up. That's awesome. Fantastic. Initiation from Akri instantly countered by Nicholas Count. No black shield was used on Akri, and yeah, ultimate cancelled instantaneously.
Absolutely, and I didn't think that would have been possible. Because oh my god, JoJo, he looks like he's gonna take a lot of damage. And Morgana ult's coming out, gonna get a lot of people up. The fight just continues. Irelia is just gonna stick onto the carries. This is a really messy fight. They're gonna get the Gator down probably here. Nazareth is still fighting. Orianna in the back line trying to do what he can. But Sivir, Jesus, that was just a really, really messy fight. And it looks like they're gonna continue the chase. Holy moly. That was a very sticky fight, and I guess that just goes to show that red team is still in this, regardless of what happens, regardless of the trades or like the faults that they make. Red team can still come back. Oh, sorry, blue team can still come back, regardless of the situation. It was an even trade, or was it?
These guys have very high mechanical skill level. You can see how almost every single one of these Orianna ultimates have been on point, hitting 3-4 people, and doing a lot of work in these team fights. You can tell that these guys have got the experience on that champion, and that really does matter in these AoE comps. So that's the kind of thing that really seals the fate of the opposing team. And had he had maybe one more item or something like that, it could have been a very different team fight, especially considering how good the initiation was from TSQ JoJo. He basically hit like a 4-man Cataclysm after the Warwick ult was already down, and Expelliarmus like went in and wasn't able to really even clean up that fight with his DFG and everything like that. So it actually does say quite a bit about how I expect the future of these team fights to go.
Teleport coming in from Irelia. Looks like they really, really want this dragon, and they're really going to need it to see the future, to look into the looking glass and see what the future has to tell. Renekton does ult. Looks like they really got to engage now. Syrah pops her ult. The Jarvan ult going to completely demolish Graves. And the Katarina keeps going. The resets. It's melon time. And they don't get the last kill. But oh my god, the crit. Oh my god.
Yeah, Tashithel has been praying to the RNGs. 7-0-3. He's gotten quite a few crits this game that have really sealed the deal for him. And I mean, how's his Nicholas Count doing? He did die, so he did lose some stacks, but he's still sitting at 7, which is pretty damn good considering. I think he must have been up to 14 before he lost that.
Wait, the Magi stacks?
Yep.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, he still has time to make it up. It's not over till it's over. But good mid lane.
Yeah.
Mid lane tower. Good mid lane tower there.
So
every single league game I've ever seen, I always feel like the underdog has a chance to make it black. Blue team, I always try to root for the underdog as much as I can, and blue team just always makes a good play followed by an even just amazing play by red team. That's Sivir. The Katarina actually in that fight there was really good. The combination between Katarina and Jarvan was incredible there. They just got everything they wanted, and blue team didn't do what they needed to do in that fight to secure the win. I think maybe I don't know who the black shield was on, I don't know where Warwick was, but was a good play by right side.
I think if they can force the start of the team fight just like this, it might go a little bit better in their favor. Renekton getting away. Akri does not have his ultimate, unfortunately. I mean, the Gator will get away from the Gator.
I feel like he was trying to ult the minion. He's just standing there, auto
Got
attack.
confused, yeah. I mean, it's been too much time in the jungle for him. Welcome to the jungle, Anthony, as well. Harry Potter picking that one up, gets the reset. Goes in for the double kill, 5-2 and 9 onto Expelliarmus.
Cool kids, don't look at explosions. Expelliarmus dub-stepping, igniting, and then walking away. That was really well played. Decisive. This Jarvan is just incredible. I mean, it's just everything that he does.
Yeah.
Is really good.
Yeah, absolutely. He has been really putting his team on his back this game, shutting down Doublelift, shutting down Odd, and I mean, what else can you ask for from your jungler? Building damage too, also probably going towards that Frozen Heart again, just like setting his carries up, man, to take this game all the way over. Look at that pick being set up from 4-Pool GG in this bush here, and Warwick's definitely gonna go for a walk.
He's about to feel the weight of all the melons in the world on his shoulders. And that was some really fanatic lifestyle.
Yep.
Bush hiding there as well.
Yeah, really good play. I mean, you can tell the 4-Pool GG is just, they know what they're doing when it comes to their rotations, and it's beautiful to see these teams come together like that and play at like a really high level. It's awesome to see.
I just feel really bad for Odd. It's just I feel like he started his own salt factory business, and I was like his brother, and his business just went down. He lost all his stocks. He had to sell all his factories, lay off all his employees, and his salt factory is no more.
He had all of the salt and no money. What was he to do?
1 and 5 and 4. But I mean, he has a lot of CS to his name. That's really the only thing that's going for him right now.
I mean, well, if we do take a look at the gold, it is 8,500 to 9,300, so it's not that bad. Only one item down. Master Gator trying to find out who the Master Gator is.
But here comes Jarvan to kind of show you the sequel to his Cataclysm. Not to be confused with World of Warcraft's Cataclysm. Akri falling a little low, but here comes Nazareth to show you how Doublelift likes to roll. But it's very honest, using his DFG, but not going to be enough. Really, really interesting back and forth there. Lackluster from both teams. But, still interesting. Interesting to see these little scuffles play out, but definitely a 1-for-1 trade. 1-for-1 trade.
So, taking stock here, we've got quite a few big items finished on the side of 4-Pool GG, whereas Froyo Mango is still struggling to finish their first items. No Blade of the Ruin King on the Warwick. He's having a little bit of trouble this game, to say the least. But take a look at the 3 big items finished on the side of Teshizzle. 8-0 and 5, a whole BF sword item up on that Graves. That's hard to deal with.
And what I notice is that they're always worried about Cat. They're always worried about Renekton. They're always worried about Jarvan. They don't care about Janna or Sivir, like, at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Well, honestly, the best defense is a good offense in these cases. When you have the strength in a team and you're running right at them just like this, Sivir getting popped in a second, I'm sure.
Still waiting. Still, they don't even need
Need
it.
to.
They don't need it.
Akri just walks by him.
I have a pun in mind, but it doesn't really work that well. I was gonna say, I guess they're feeling a little anthy.
That's not bad. That's pretty good, actually.
It's like a lisp, but it's antsy at the same time. It's a little anthy. I don't know. I didn't think it would have worked.
Depending on the quality of your mic, I think it would work. You know, if there was some like cheering in the background, like on the finals, on the 16th, I think it would go. I think it would work.
Pause
and
coming out.
Pause coming out. Yeah. So we got a little bit of a dire situation here from Teshizzle. He's gotta answer the phone. The pizza must be at the door.
The celebration pizza coming early.
Yeah, really.
They said estimated time 40 minutes, but came in 30. So he got that celebratory pizza.
So I guess we'll take a little bit of time here. In case you guys are just tuning in, this is Game 2 of the University of Toronto League of Legends Association Frost Week tournament, aka Winter Week of Welcome tournament. This is the second day we've been casting, and this will be between 4-Pool GG on the red side, whereas we have Froyo Mango over on the blue side, not having the best time this game. They are down 0-1 in this series, and it is a best of 3, meaning that one more win will actually put 4-Pool GG on to the next round, and they'll be able to compete for a chance of over $1,000 in prizes, including RP, keyboards, all that good stuff. Triumphant Rise, obviously you got to bring that out. Next time All for One comes around and your team can roll out as a squad in their Triumphant Rises, I mean, what is more badass than that?
I don't think it can get any more badass than that, other than if they, for some reason, updated the Triumphant Rise skin and they put fedoras on every single Rise skin. That's the only way it would get better. That's the only way. And instead of overloads, he threw Doritos. It's the only way that it could get better, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
And when he pops his ult, Mountain Dew starts coming out of his fedora. Who knows what Riot's thinking? These guys are crazy. Have you ever watched OGN where Monte Cristo and Doa kind of just like they'll give like skin ideas for champions when they're just like killing time, and they'll be like, "Yep, Riot, you can like add that one onto our tally of like 20 skin ideas we've given you." They're pretty hilarious, and I think that one rivaled pretty well my lady Riot.
Or Triumphant, but I'm trying to think of a way to work Triumphant in this as well. Warwick looks like they started to be Baron, but Renekton's gonna get nuked before Red Team could even come.
Yeah, that was a couple of ultimates popped down there, and the disengage from the Frosted Flame, able to keep their team alive, and 10 is the count for Nicholas count so far.
10 major stacks.
On
Looks
in
like
trouble!
JoJo Cataclysm. Oh my god, that was painful to watch.
Yeah, just gave him the tip right at the end there. Nazareth, can you win this fight? No, you're just gonna run and he gets blown up. Chase, the Captain Boots did come out this game. That is the count picking up another stack. Him and his team. Actually, yeah, that's really awesome that he did pick up those Captain Boots. I'm a big fan of that. Just scales so well with how much movement their team has. It's a pretty nifty adaptation, and I'm really impressed to see him pick something up like that. It's just those kind of little things really add up, and I really it makes me smile, you know.
I absolutely agree. I love Captain Boots so much, especially with Janna because of and all he needs left is the elixir that makes him.
Yep, like the Galio elixir, sort of, where it like gives you the absolutely. Warmog armor being purchased by TSQ JoJo. He's not messing around.
Look how fast these minions are going. It's like a race. It's a race, and see, look how much they slowed down after Janna left. That's insane. The speed is insane.
Yeah, that is a very valid strategy. When you pick up that pot, she hasn't gotten it yet.
Oh my god, Experion is Zanya's. Oh my god.
I missed that.
Ott tried to ult, and Morgana tried to Q. And looks like she's gonna go for the return kill, but she doesn't. If she popped DFG, maybe that would have gotten the kill, but he Sonya's at the right time, and then he ward hopped over to Reeds. Very well done. Experion was really showing his wand capabilities.
His wand work.
His wand work.
Speaking of wand work, here he comes to the top lane again. No ult, but he's got Ignite. Red Cat returns for another kill.
This game is just slowly dwindling down. But then, no. Shielded. Everything has been avoided.
No. Yeah, you deserve to win some Medjay for that one. I'm actually pretty happy they did that there. Captain Boots and all. That's what happened.
Is that the Penta? No, it's triple. He dived into the fountain for a triple.
That
I
is
see.
dedication. And that will
Yes,
be
sir.
the second surrender. So a quick 2-0 full pool, 4-pool GG here. Bringing them on to the next round of the tournament. Okay, so here we go. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Muskybad, and I've been joined here today by my good friend Simo. We've been bringing you some of that high-quality League of Legends casting action, that collegiate esports, and I really do hope that you guys come out and hang out with us on the 16th of January, next Friday. It's going to be at the Earth Sciences building. We're going to have signs up for those of you who are directionally challenged and coming down and get some cool swag, RP, some like Popstar Ari sweaters, some cool wristbands, like I hate Timo, I love Timo, that kind of thing. Some lanyards. We got a whole bunch of stuff we're gonna be giving out to you guys. So really, you should come down, check out the event on the Twitch stream. It should have been linked a couple times. I'm sure it's getting pretty annoying, but regardless, thank you guys for coming to hang out with us, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Most likely, we're gonna have Zot Bless taking on Jasmine Aline's fan club, and it's gonna promise to be another great game. Once again, my name is Musky Bad, and I was joined by Simo, and we will catch you guys next time.